It's Tim Albright with AVNation with the road to InfoComm. InfoComm 2026 happens June 17th through the 19th in Las Vegas. And with me to talk about all things AI is my good friend, Mr. Bill Fons. Welcome, sir.
Hello, Tim.
Before we get to your session, there's an awful lot of AI happening in and around InfoComm. The day before the show starts, the show is the 17th and 19th. On the 16th, there is something called an AI Accelerator, where people can drop in. There's an Ask Me Anything with Blaine Brown. There's a number of folks doing sessions, all in and around AI and how it impacts AV. For you are doing a couple of sessions as well. The first one, though, you're talking about how AI and humans and keeping humans in the loop when it comes to AI.
The Accelerator program, I believe, is that's a program for any of the AI enthusiasts, any of the AI sort of directional staff that exists out there will join the Accelerator, and they'll do the day before InfoComm is a drop-in where we're going to be doing a number of different talks, conversations, the roundtables.
I work with Bill at CTI. Bill has a number of responsibilities, including being a part of our really, really great AI team. And as part of that, our extension of that, Bill is going to do a couple of AI sessions at InfoComm. One of them, you're doing an AI talk. Another one, you're doing a roundtable kind of workshop session. So let's talk about the talk first. One of the things you're going to talk about is the human in the loop when it comes to AI.
That's right. So I keep coming in and out of these different phases of AI. What's important to me right now, the big thing is human in the loop and talking about adoption and how to get people involved and engaged in AI. That's turned out to be a little trickier than people think. But the interesting thing is like having the human in the loop, how often that happens. I'll be talking a lot about that. It's interesting because the more powerful AI becomes, the more important human oversight becomes, not less. I think there's some people that think that, we have these temporary training wheels on, and as soon as AI becomes powerful enough, you'll be able to take your hands off. That's not the case. It's actually getting more stringent, and there's more reasons why you'd want to have a human involved. And so my topic at the actual talk is going to be about that and making sure that there's a keen understanding of how much we want to have a human influence in our day-to-day AI work.
You and I were at a conference not too long ago at PSNI, our friends at PSNI in Detroit, and you referenced a story about having a human in the loop, and that human had experience in other artistic areas. Talk for a second about that movement and this specifically was in movie making, where the movement between claymation and CGI, and now the movement between CGI and AI. Talk about the experience that human has to have.
Yeah, actually, that was a beautiful example of both topics, the adoption topic and human in the loop, because what happened is if you can remember, like claymation, when they were making, the way we do stop motion graphics and things like that, how long that would take to do movie making. When Jurassic Park came out, that was the intended technology to be used for that movie. And then through some testing period, after some money had already been spent, I said some money, like a lot of money had already been spent, CGI, which was already there, but only used in a couple of different snippets of filmmaking prior, hadn't been used in a full feature-length film yet. There was some tinkering going on. Steven Spielberg took a look at that and decided, we're going to do the whole movie this way. And what happened then, there's a whole bunch of different rabbit holes you can jump down that are fun to explore. But a few of them that I think relate to AI and the world we live in today have to do with the person that thought that their entire life's work was just suddenly shut down because of some new technology that came along. And then later, the realization that didn't have to be the case, that the world still needed people that would understand the movement and the biomechanics of for them, it was the movie and the Jurassic Park film. For us, it's programming. It's how we're looking at, project management and the daily job you have. It's more working the controls and understanding the output than actually worrying about what code you're writing, if that makes sense. And so there's a beautiful story there that I sort of just kept at a high level without getting into the weeds too much on things. And that's what the talk was about. But again, all those rabbit holes, not getting into them all, but also how important it was for the company to realize they still needed these people on board to, human, it's the AI first, but human always concept. If you've heard that before, like that 100% applies here. And again, I'm going to make sure that I kind of refer to not the high level storytelling, but getting a little bit more in the weeds on the talk that we do at InfoComm.
All right, and let's get into the workshop then, because that is a little bit more hands-on, a little bit more tactical, and you working with individuals. What should we expect if we attend that workshop?
Hopefully a hot mess, Tim, because the whole point of that
I have known
is to
you
break
long
stuff.
enough to know that's 100% accurate.
To know that I'm being 100% real. Joking aside, when I say hot mess, I mean, we're going to get our hands dirty. We want to tinker with some of the tools that are there. We've gone through some discussions about how we're going to have some product available, software-based product, AI tools available for you to get your hands wet and get dirty, and see if we can get some workflows going with some super smart people sitting around those tables talking about how we're going to use AI to solve problems. And one of the things that we've noticed is that it's not the engineers and it's not the degreed technical folks in the room that typically are coming up with the coolest stuff in the AI space. It's people that have the vision to understand what the problem is that exists. You just have to know how to ask the right question with AI. You don't have to know all the mechanics and the technical bits.
All right, very good. If you want to register or stop by any of Bill's session, you can search for Bill Fons when you register for InfoComm. Mr. Fons, thank you, sir. How do people connect with you, or how do they connect with CTI?
So bill.fons@cti.com is my email. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm the only spelling of Bill, F-O-N-S. And so super easy to find. Tim, thanks again for having me on and promoting this. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Absolutely. See you soon. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv. And follow along as we also head to Las Vegas for InfoComm 2026, June 17th through the 19th. All that and more at avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.